If you're experiencing any lower leg issues, these are the tests I recommend doing so you can pinpoint the area or areas in your own body that could potentially be contributing to the condition. First test is range, flexibility. How much flexibility do you have, in particular with your hips? Running is predominantly a hip action, so any issues going on in the hips will transfer down the legs. Quite often, everyone tells you to stretch out your calves. Your calves are probably overworking because something in the hips is not working. First up, we have two movements for the range test. First one is called the runner's lunge test. You're going to go down on the ground, right angle, so knee over your ankle, keep that hand on your knee, other hand goes down to the side. You can get that back leg wherever you want, you can have it up or down. Can you get this elbow down on the ground next to your ankle? You can, likelihood is range is okay. However, try the other side. Again, knee over your ankle, this hand on your knee, this hand over down by the side. Can you get that elbow? Mine is there, but mine feels different. So you're looking to get your elbow down to the ground on both sides, and ideally you want them to feel about the same. They feel different, chances are your hips are being held slightly wonky in some way, and you need to work on your flexibility and range in your hip extension and hip flexion. Next test for range is the double 4 sign. Can you sit in this position? You want a 90-degree angle in your foot and your knee. And to the side, 90 degree, 90 degree. Can you sit in this position without being out the side, on your elbow, having to prop up without doing that? Can you sit upright? Can you swap without putting your hands down and sit the other way? So 90 degree, 90 degree. This isn't quite back because I've got a cabinet there. 90 degree, 90 degree. So they are your flexibility tests. And runner's lunge predominantly checks for hip flexion and hip extension. The double 4 sign checks for hip rotation. It can also be a sign of hip abduction or adduction obstructions. If you didn't feel like you managed to get the range, or they felt really awkward on one side, you'll probably have to follow a stretching routine to correct the issues, which will actually transfer into your lower leg. And you may notice a huge difference just a week or two of stretching in the right areas. So you may have done those tests and thought, piece of cake. So the next thing we're going to check is hip strength. The majority of people tend to be quad dominant. What that means, you have your quads and you have your hamstrings, okay? They work together to keep everything in the lower leg where it's supposed to be, in particular the kneecap. The hamstring starts to become weak because you're not using it. The quad will take over and become stronger for it. It means the kneecap might not be where it needs to be. It tends to mean the calf is overworking because the hamstring is not doing its job. So the first test I'd like everybody to do are hamstring sliders. You do need exercise or furniture sliders to do this. If you've got a laminate floor, you could get away with paper plates. These are just furniture sliders. Put your heels on, lie down. You lift your bum up and you push out and back, out and back, keeping the hips up the whole time. If you cannot do 10 of those without wanting to punch somebody, you probably need to do some hamstring strength work. Next, we're going to test hip rotation strength. Remember the double 4 sign? 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. Same on the back leg. Can you, without leaning too much or put your hand down, can you pick up that back leg? Can you move it around? How stable and secure are you? How long does it take you to start leaning? Okay? And again, on the other side. But can you keep that leg up there nice and secure? Does it cause cramping? If you're cramping, if you're getting discomfort, there's probably a lack of strength in hip rotation. Next test is balance. Stand on one leg, eyes closed. Can you hold it for 30 seconds? Is one leg better than the other? Do you instantly close your eyes and that foot's going down? Okay? Running is effectively hopping from one leg and balancing on the other. If you're struggling to balance on one leg for 30 seconds with your eyes closed, you need to work on it. Last test is core strength, and we're going to do that with side plank marches. The foot of the leg on the floor is going to be positioned in front of the top leg. Okay? You're going to come up onto your elbow, and then nice and carefully and stably, you don't want to rush it, okay? You're going to lift your knee up, nice and slowly, straighten. Then you're going to do the bottom leg. Nice and stable. Bottom leg is harder, okay? Can you do 5 on each leg? Okay. Can you do it the other side? Is one side stronger than the other? Side plank marches are a brilliant way to test your hip flexion and extension along with core strength, similar to the demands that are required by running. So those are the 4 key elements for injury prevention for runners. The full Get Back running program covers all 4 elements. I hope these tests have been helpful. Crack on.